Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Bridge. I am Felicia Miller. This is my husband, Christopher Miller.
What's going on?
This is Marriage, Raw and Relatable.
Yeah.
We are going to come in and do just a quick video on peace in marriage and persistence in marriage. This is something that is very near and dear to our heart. We were in a very active marriage ministry pre-COVID, but we know that marriage is still what is up. We know that God still wants us to be intentional about marriage. And we know also that marriage can have a lot of struggles. And we know that in struggles in marriage, people are very private and secretive about them. And in that secrecy, you find yourself in situations that are hard to get out of. You find yourself feeling isolated and alone and feeling like my marriage is the worst marriage on the planet. Don't nobody ever go through what, we going through. This can't be life. You go through all of that, mindset of this is just too much to deal with. I want out. Me and Chris have been through it all. We have been through lack of communication. We have been through infidelity. We have been through financial strain. We have been through sickness in our marriage. We have really seen and done it all. And in this, we are still together, and we really, really, really love each other. We really, really honor each other. We really, really, really value each other. So we want to say that anything that you're going through, you can make it.
Yes.
You can make it. Do not quit. Do not give in. Do not surrender to what the enemy wants you to submit to in this time. The Bible talks about two being better than one, and how can one keep warm alone? And if you're in a fight, how can you win by yourself with just being by yourself? So the Bible talks about unity in marriage, and the Bible also speaks about where there's unity, there the blessing is commanded. So as I lock arms with him, and as I become one and honor him, we good. We good. The blessings are commanded to us when we're unified. So stop fighting. Find the common ground in your marriage. Find peace. Find those areas that have breaches in them and holes in your marriage. Find the gaps and fill them with the word of God. Fill them with communication. Fill them with respect. Fill them with honoring your spouse. We went in with some very messed up expectations. Neither one of us had ever seen marriage. We were both raised in single parent homes. We did not know what to expect from marriage. We didn't know what a marriage was. I'm going to tell you, my mindset was this right here. I cooked every day. Chris didn't get his own clothes out. I got his clothes out. I ironed his clothes. I took care of the kids. I took care of myself. I did all of that, and I thought that was a good wife. But the whole time I'm doing all of that, my attitude while doing it went right. There was no communication between us. I was so stretched out from trying to be Miss Patty Perfect and do everything perfect that I was exhausted when it came down to us being intimate. It was just a lot. It was just a lot of chaos. And in me, my ignorance and insecurities in marriage, it caused a breach to come in. And in that breach, things went really bad. And at that point, I was really done with marriage. I was really done. I told God, I can't do this. I cannot do this anymore. And in me giving up, he spoke to me and told me, don't quit. Don't quit. I'm going to use y'all's marriage. And at that time, I would have never expected some of the things that me and him have got to enjoy together. I would have never, because at that point, I couldn't wrap my mind around staying in a marriage that we had been through so much trauma. We loved each other. We did everything together even then. But at the same time, we were fighting. We weren't talking right to each other. I wasn't honoring him. He wasn't respecting me. It was just so much that was off in our marriage. Now, if we can ride it out to get to where we are now, surely you can make it. Surely. I'm talking about some things, and we'll go into details throughout Marriage, Raw and Relatable. I'm not going to tell everything right now, but we've been through it. And we love each other. We love each other's company. We absolutely enjoy being married. I'm grateful I get to do life with him. And I hadn't always been able to say that and be telling the truth. But I'm grateful I get to do life with him.
Yeah, you know, in the early years, like she said, for me, I did not know how to be a husband. I did not know how to be a father. I did not know how to do a lot of things early on in the years. And her expectations of me, I was not meeting them. I couldn't meet them. I was a wreck, so to speak. You know, I could not come up on my end of the bargain and make good on it. I was young, naive, didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to do it. And then I got my wife here expecting me to be some type of Superman. She was expecting me to cover a lot of things in a lot of areas that she was lacking pre-marriage.
Yeah.
And I'm thrown for a loop because I'm getting blindsided. For one, because we didn't have no type of communication level. So I'm getting signals thrown my way and don't know how to respond to them because I don't know what she's truly thinking or what she's truly feeling because we didn't know how to communicate with each other. You may be telling me to cut the lamp off by looking at me. I don't know what that means because you're not talking to me. You have to tell me what you want. Anything you want in life, you ask for it. Or you talk and you explain yourself on what you want out of life. And we didn't have that.
And that stemmed from me, though. I've never been able to ask people. I was struggled with asking for help or telling people what I needed for fear of being rejected. I thought that if I specifically said, I want this, and you tell me no, it will hurt me worse than me trying to make you figure it out. So I never voiced my expectations verbally. But I'm thinking, like, we married, we grown, you should know that I need this. This is a need of mine. And in my ignorance, I'm thinking he's supposed to know you're supposed to know your spouse and you're supposed to be able to meet expectations. And it didn't work that way. It just doesn't. And same with him. It was things that he expected for me to do, but he never told me.
Yeah.
Until he was mad.
Yeah, and that's poor communication. And you shouldn't have to get to a level where you're angry or you say some things that you can't take back.
Yeah.
Because once you say it and you let it out, there's no way you can retract those statements or those angry comments that you just made. Yeah. Even though you probably really didn't mean it, but you said it.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing he or she remember, what you just said.
Yeah.
And for young men that may be desiring to get married one day, put your pride away. Put your pride away. It ain't about you.
Yes.
It ain't about you. Trust me, you can get broke down like a shotgun if you come in with your chest out and all puffed up, thinking you're still a stud because of the things that somebody lied to you and told you that you were doing when you were younger. Put your pride away. Because it's way bigger than just having sex all the time. It's way bigger than that. Just do away with it and save yourself the heartache, save yourself the disappointment. Learn how to communicate. Learn each other's needs and wants. Learn your love languages. Talk to each other right.
Yeah.
You know, do things before it even be asked to do it. Learn how to do it. Yeah. I'm telling you, those type of keys right there will help you go a long way within your marriage. It'll eliminate a lot of the processes where you have to have counsel and have to go talk with someone.
But there's nothing wrong with counsel.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Because we have done it, and it has helped.
Yes, it has.
It has helped.
It really has.
It has helped us. And I'm grateful for the people who God placed in our lives to counsel us and to help us get over those hard spots. You know, we're not above them even now. Even now, and we've hosted and facilitated marriage conferences. But we're not above getting sideswiped. Right. So we have to be proactive and be consistent in how we view our marriage and pay attention to each other and pay attention. Okay, well, this right here seems a little off. Okay, well, this been going on here. You got to always be consistent and be intentional about your marriage every single day. You know, when you trying to get, well, he was chasing me. But when he was trying to get me, he was consistent. Very consistent. What you doing? What you doing?
Yeah, she's right though.
It was
when you're dating and you're you in those impressionable stages.
Yeah.
Everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair brushed right, your teeth brushed, your shirt tucked in, your clothes are ironed. You trying to set that example every single time. You trying to, as our pastor would say, you trying to knock a home run every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're trying to do when you're dating. And the same thing need to go on once you're married.
Keep that same
and like
energy.
She said, now we're in a part of our relationship in our marriage now that we enjoy each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to almost like the dating stages where everything, you get the butterflies. Everything's good when you're going out. Now you're planning your day, you're planning your week, you're planning your month, whatever it takes, because you're keeping a smile on each other's face. Now, is every day great? No. Mm-hmm. No, you don't have every day is going to be the greatest day of your life. But you learn how to maneuver through those barbed wires sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you know how to enjoy each other. You know how to, that distraction won't faze us. We'll keep it moving, go on to the next. You got to learn how to enjoy each other, how to become great together. Mm-hmm. Don't allow people to tell you what your marriage would be, because what they would do, and they'll still be in their relationship, and you gone, and you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Don't be quick to listen to outsiders.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, make sure when you do, and you got people that you going through something, and you got somebody you can talk to, don't hesitate to talk.
Please don't.
Don't withhold all that information or all those feelings, and then allow yourself to do something crazy.
Yeah.
And you're gonna regret it.
Pray
ask
about
God
it.
to show you.
Pray and ask God to show you who is for your marriage. Mm-hmm. Because there's people out there that's waiting on you to fall. When we first got married, we had family members say we weren't gonna make it 6 months.
Yep.
Family.
Yep.
Family. Now we almost 18 years in the game to those people. So we have survived. And God did have purpose for us being together. And we walking in that purpose. And we're going to continue to walk in that purpose. But be mindful of who you talk to. But find you somebody to talk to. Because it's no sense in you struggling by yourself. And you'll find out that once you start talking, once God leads you to that person, you'll find out how much other people have to go through as well in marriage. Right. And you don't feel so isolated. But when you feel like your marriage is the only one falling apart in your circle, you in a bad shape. And early on in our marriage, when I started really figuring out how to value a man, because I did not know how to value him. I didn't grow up around men in my house. I did not know how to honor him. I started going to this group called Sarah's Daughters. And we know in the Bible, Sarah called Abraham Lord. So she really knew how to treat a man. She really knew how to stroke his ego. And she really knew how to build him up. And I'm big now, very big on building him up and pushing him towards his dreams. But I was not early on in the marriage because I didn't know how. I'm like, you're a man, figure it out. You should know what you want. And we got this mindset in society that men are not supposed to be emotional. They're not allowed to be vulnerable. They're not allowed to be sensitive. But the truth is, they're better when they are. When they can express their feelings and be gentle without being considered being soft or punk, they're a better man. Mm-hmm. And I allow him to be as soft as he want to be, because there's times where I need that. I appreciate all the masculinity that's packaged here, but there's times that I need just gentle. I just need to be loved. I just need, and women are, we emotional, and we do our best not to be, because I try to walk in the spirit as much as I can. But it's times where these emotions get me all over the place, and I need for him to be gentle and understanding in that time. And if you keep telling me, well, he ain't supposed to be soft, you ain't gonna have that to cradle you. And I am grateful that he is gentle. He cry all the time, y'all. He do.
I won't let her say that loud, man.
He cry all the time. And well, I like it.
Well, I don't care what you like. Anyway, y'all, but it does come a time where you have to loosen up, men, mm-hmm. and I'm speaking to us. You're not soft because you have a moment where you cry, you shed a tear. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest lie ever told to us, is that men don't supposed to cry.
Boys don't cry.
If that's the case, then why do we have tears? You have to ask yourself those type of questions when it comes to certain things on that level. I don't mind sharing a moment. You know, I mean, I knew she probably was going to be my wife when we were dating, and I got to thinking about my grandmother, and I just broke down crying. That was one of my vulnerable moments, you know. But don't be afraid to share a moment. That's your spouse. That's the woman you vowed to love through everything, no matter what. For better or for worse, you chose, and you said, I do, you know. So you need to keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind once you thinking, I'm softening up. No, you're not. You're actually becoming a man. You becoming that spouse that she needs to see. And you need to understand that, you know. So just that going forward, you know, we're ready to just talk about marriage, raw and relatable. We're ready to dig in, and if we can help at any place in your marriage, counseling, you know, just phone call, prayer, whatever, you know, we're here. We love y'all. And I'm going to pass it back to my beautiful wife, and I'm going to let her just end it right here.
Well, he pretty much wrapped it up. We really want to be vessels for God in this area.
Yeah.
We really believe in marriage. We believe in the power of marriage. We believe that it's God's design and that we're supposed to build legacies. And we believe that the family dynamic is in danger. And it's in danger because we are not being mindful in our marriages. We are not being mindful as much. You know, also, marriage, single people are watching us. And as we fail in marriage, they're like, I'm good. I'm good without it, because they in church, speaking in tongues, praising the Lord, and fighting like cats and dogs in their marriage. If they can't stay married, how we gonna do it? I don't want nothing to do with it. People are serious about protecting their peace, and if marriage is gonna be a peace breaker, why do it? You know, and I'm just being real. So we have to really show marriage the way God intended for it to be. I want single people to look at our marriage and be like, I want to get married. I want to build a family. I can't wait to find somebody that I have children with, and we raise our grandchildren, and me and Chris talk about taking grandkids to Disney World and all kinds of stuff, because it's just beautiful to be able to have somebody to grow and do life with, and be able to just live together and enjoy each other. So we want to really extend marriage raw and relatable to people, the bridge to people. Inbox us. We have access to people who do counsel, and we have access to people who also have this same platform that are doing marriage, who have counseled us.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that everybody's good, that we're not falling apart, that marriages aren't falling off, that the enemy is not winning.
No.
But we want to grow together. So I just decree a blessing over every marriage, over your finances, over your communication, over your children, over everything concerning you, that nothing broken and nothing missing is in your life or in your marriage. Y'all have an awesome night. Blessings and peace.